Super Saturday at the soccer tournament continues with a blockbuster quarterfinal in the men's competition as the hunt for the $1 million winning prize continues. Welcome back to WakeMed Soccer Park in Carey as Pat McAfee's Concafa SC face off with Nani SC for a place in the semi-finals. It's a tournament where we now know we will crown a new champion this weekend. In the last few minutes, Pasha Luxury have knocked out La Bombonera. They joined Bumpy Pitch in the first semi-final. The winners of this game will face the upstarts, Pumas de Alabama. They have just pulled off their own big victory against Newtown Pride. And it's hello from Tony Husband and Michael Hood. They often say, that soccer in America is at its best after dark. This, though, is a primetime encounter to finish our day of action here in Carey. Both these sides came up short last year. In Nani's case, they made it all the way to the final. Have they got the qualities, Michael, both these sides, though, to actually win the whole thing this year?
Well, these are two of the headliners, right? These are the two teams that everyone wants to come and see because they have the big names. They have the best brand of football on any given day. But this campaign, they're the two teams playing with the biggest chips on their shoulders because of a lot of the expectations from last year unmet. This season, there's sure to be fireworks. And this match, I can't wait to go from start to finish.
Let's take a look at who we're going to be looking out for in particular. These are today's players to watch, presented by Soccer.com.
Well, look no further than last year's $1 Million Man in Chad Porch. I can go wax poetic about this young man, but as I've said many a times, Tony Meola, head coach, thinks he is the best player at this very competition. He manifested 7 figures last year for La Bombonera. Pat McAfee, wherever you are, man, you'll be hoping he manifests 7 figures for Concafa SC. On the other side, it's Nani, the guy named after this team. He's a Champions League winner. He's won everything just about in world football, and he's bringing his tricks, his flicks, and his finishing in the final third. When it comes to target score time, this is a guy that was made for TST and made potentially to win the $1 million.
It's well set up. You will not want to miss it. Does the McAfee magic continue, or will Nani's shot at redemption take them through to the Final Four? It's coming up from TST live next.
The soccer tournament is presented by RBC Wealth Management, the official wealth management partner of TST.
And we welcome you back ahead of an eagerly anticipated men's quarterfinal. No one's going to bed yet, whether you're in Carey, North Carolina, or whether you're watching at home on ESPN+. This quarterfinal coming up, and here's the rules of TST for you one more time. 7v7, 2 20-minute halves. There's no offsides or throw-ins. The ball will be kicked back into play. The ball has to go forward every 8 seconds, and then every match will end with the drama of target score time. And away we go with Concafa and Nani FC. Concafa wearing the white and Nani FC in the green. The beaten finalists, of course, last year, Nani FC, hoping to go one step better. As for Pat McAfee's Concafa, well, they've come here with big expectations after the learning experience last year, quarterfinal exit. They've made it quite clear they want to go better, a lot better. And with the high ball into the box early on, and into the hands of the keeper. And that's Ruggles away at the other end. And a break for Breck Shea now. Charging down the right-hand side. Sweeps it across where that is not out of play and ultimately not terribly well controlled by Reguet. So, Michael Lahoud, we set this one up nicely.
Yep. And
the crowd is not going anywhere because they know that they could be about to see something pretty special.
Yeah, we've had thunderstorms, we've had rains, we've had rain delays, but the quality of football keeps getting better at this year's soccer tournament, the soccer tournament, to make it formal. Make all our bosses happy at TST, of course. But this is the match I've been looking forward to. And I think everyone will be treated to some high-end, high-octane, high-quality football.
Worth the wait for sure. Here's Ruggles, who's been a star of this tournament since day one, really, and he has a couple of match-winning moments, golden fleece moments already in this competition. Concafa undefeated so far, perfect on the way through, 5 wins out of 5 games. Nani dropped 1 match, but they've looked good in the knockouts, beating West Ham and Cardinal Legacy. Who's got a wonderful shot on him.
Yeah, he really does. He can hit it with his left boot, he can hit it with his right boot. Oftentimes we see him on all dead ball situations for Concafa, and he wants to bait you in, get you to second guess, maybe drop a shoulder and roll it ultimately to his left, I think stronger left and more accurate left peg.
Concafa have started with Philip Edumadu in goal. They'll often alternate. Michael Stone's been a star in this tournament for them. He's on the bench. And a patient start from both these teams late into the night. Some big names. North American soccer and indeed global futsal as well out there. As that ball squirms across the face of goal and behind. Reguet again is the man there, looking to get on the end of that. He's up top in these early exchanges.
We've seen already from Concafa that they're trying to ultimately isolate Reguet, whoever it is that's occupying the baseline on the far post or the second post. And that's something that the coaching staff would have drawn up and watching a lot of video, and I think that's something that's gotten better. The work behind the scenes from every team and the coaching staff being students of the game.
Mijatovic for the team in white, Concafa SC. Watched somewhere by a certain Pat McAfee, I'm sure. His show was here for the first couple of days. He made a cameo appearance in their round 3 game. And they've run out of room, Nani FC, on this right side, as that was chased down by Carvalho. Gonzalez Jr., vastly experienced MLS referee, is in the middle.
Actually bumped into him on the way up, coming up to the booth, and it's amazing when you're a former player and you used to scream at these referees. Now we're hopefully going to be singing their praises for this quarterfinal matchup.
This is Ruggles. There's a kind of calm that has descended upon this arena, and well, in the last 20 minutes, of course, we've had chaos with the drama of a target score time winner for Pasha Luxury, which was an absolute net buster from Iman Yas. We saw Hope Solo's team go out against Ultrain in the women's competition on this pitch just a few minutes ago. So a sharp intake of breath, I think, from everyone watching.
Sometimes it's fast. It reminds me a lot of the U.S. Open. Have you ever been to the U.S. Open?
As in golf?
No.
Tennis?
Tennis.
Yeah, well, I haven't been. I'd love to.
Oh, so I went last year, and oftentimes after the exhilaration and the electric nature of big matches, I think you just said it really well.
There's a ball into the middle, and Ruggles turning it behind. There'll be a corner.
To put a pin in that one, just everyone taking a moment to breathe, and Concafa needing a moment to breathe there.
Well over the top from Almeida, who has played for Portugal at international level in futsal. Yes, it's pinging around the different courts at a tennis event. It's sometimes being on a golf course, though. The analogy I was thinking, when you hear a roar and realise somebody's sunk a putt to change a tournament. Well, we've had tournament-changing moments in the last half hour or so, and a reminder that the defending champions, the Bombonera, are out of the competition. They lost to Pasha Luxury just before we came on the air here.
Something about this Sears Pasha side. They're built to attack. They've got some big names and some big framed human beings. Look at what Sako's done in target score time. Kojo with his big goals. Stephen Ireland really hasn't gotten going yet, so it shows how good they are not to be reliant on him.
Well, after the picture there, Emmanuel Ledesma is back in white for Concafa. Niggly injury in the group stages, but he's good to go. He was a match winner as well for them in the Golden Fleece against Bournemouth. Ruggles doing some defensive duties. He's got a couple as well, as we mentioned. The restart will be Concafa's way. Now, right behind us, that is Pumas de Alabama, and they're putting their name up on the big screen for everyone to see that they are semi-finalists, and indeed the winners of this match will face them in the semi-finals tomorrow.
There's been a bit of a grumble about this Pumas side, and I was talking to one of our staff members after the first match. He pulled me aside and said, keep an eye on this very Pumas team. They could end up winning this tournament.
Ruggles' shot deflected. The big corner to Concafa. Well, there's no doubt there's always a surprise package or two. These two are thoroughbreds, though, coming into this. They are the Belmont Stakes. Tony Miola in the background. He wants a bit more pace, and there is just a little bit of a slow feel to the pace of the game right now. It's been reflected, and perhaps not a lot of energy at this point. Crowd are waiting perhaps to see that little spark on the field.
Oftentimes as a player, when you're on the field, it's a sign of respecting your opponent, really not wanting to be that person to make a big mistake, but this Nani side looking fearless.
Drop in front of Carvalho. And it's his cross to the back post, and the legendary Ricardinho thwarted from very close range.
And full credit to Justin Miram for getting in, the man with the big pig boots, oftentimes known for scoring big goals and creating. If he doesn't get a body on Ricardinho, then that is an easy tap in. We've got
a problem on the far side. Brett Shea is over there. Zach Knight is trying to play the peacemaker, and Shea very unhappy about something, and so we've got everybody over there to just try and calm things down. Nani is gesticulating somewhat. Temper's frayed. It's a late hour. It's a steamy night. Nino Gonzalez Jr., very experienced referee, is standing back and letting all this happen at the moment, and he'll let things simmer down, and then he'll make his decision in conjunction with his officials. We have assistant referees on each flank as well in the quarterfinals onwards, so there are officials around there, and Nino Gonzalez Jr. now will try and unpack all this. Lemos, the veteran goalkeeper, Canadian, coming over. There's a yellow flag out of the pocket at the moment. Hard to know exactly what sparked this, Michael, but this is how it's going to hopefully finish for the moment. There's a yellow card brandished to Bruno Alves.
The best sort of coaching you hear from Tony Meola, telling his players and everyone outside who's not a captain to get away. That's where you can accumulate stupid yellow cards. We saw Bruno Alves get a yellow card, a defender by nature, and that could be something. If he gets a second yellow later on in the match, it costs his team. But now it's a big decision coming in.
Now, Nani has been trying to make his way towards the referee, because the rule is in TST we're using only the captain, so it should be the captain only who speaks to the referee in moments like this, contentious moments. We certainly know Nani's a player who's played with his heart in his sleeve all his career. Tony Meola shouting across to the referee. We have a great set of officials here across this weekend. Ted Uncle, the veteran MLS referee, is in charge. Likes of Alan Kelly, a part of the team. So there's the melee. It's very difficult to see exactly what sparked the initial moment. You can see, though, that Bruno Alves was involved in it early, and I think Nani was as well. But whatever's happened, we're back playing.
Seems to be a lot of afters, a lot of jawing, smack talk, which does happen in sports. I didn't see much else into that, and no accusations of punches being thrown, but can't say I saw that.
It's all the drama of TST after dark, isn't it now? And as if there wasn't enough at stake and there wasn't that tension around this arena, it's just all gone up a notch. Still 0-0. A considerable amount of injury time, you would suspect, or added time at the end of this first 20 minutes. Still trying to bring things completely under control over on the sideline. Remember, only 3 players from each team should be in the substitution box.
Just looking at it from a tactical standpoint, the 2 most important players for Concafa are Chad Porch, who just makes the underlapping run, and Stefan Mihajlovic. Right now, there's a player man-marking both players and really putting the ball on Ejimadu's foot and saying, you come beat us. And I think teams that are sound defensively do this at the highest levels and really do their tactics and their homework at TST, making players that aren't used to winning you games, winning the opposition games, putting the game on their foot.
Some 13 members of last year's quarterfinal roster returning for Concafa. Now you bring back a lot of familiar faces as well. They've got 10. But of course, significantly, some notable absentees. Robert Insua and certainly Lou Ruggles. Added a little bit of spice, and that's Ruggles going in on his former team right there. And here come Concafa. Breck Shea charging forward, and out it goes. Far side for a corner.
Breck Shea, no stranger to getting in emotional situations. I played against him a ton in Major League Soccer, especially when he was younger. He could usually back it up.
Ruggles was stretching. They've kept it in at the back post, drilled back. It's possibly come off Ruggles. No, it's come off a Nani defender. He'll be played back in. And it's Porch. So gifted, so quick. And then the turn and shot is just over the top. That was Breck Shea having a go from distance, and it's a super save from Josh Lemos.
Lemos with the quick reflexes, but look at how quick Breck Shea gets this ball off of his left peg. He doesn't take the cleanest of first touches, but when you got a golden wand of left foot like that, that's a quality strike.
Another corner from the far side. Absolutely right, Michael, wasn't it? He didn't waste any time. Sat it up and got the shot away. Got to be quick. There's so little time in and around the box, isn't there? Fine spaces.
When we watched the La Bombonera and Pasa match, we really saw that a lot of the goals come from just one touch and then shifting it out from under your body and just lashing it through traffic, especially on a wet surface. It rained about an hour ago, so this ball.
Tayu opens the scoring. Frank Tayu. So often the MVP, and ultimately out of very little. Nani FC in the lead.
He's looking like Frank the Tank Tayu. Rolls his defender. And the angle's working against him, but this is what the best hold-up players in the world do. They don't even need to look at the goal or where the goalkeeper is. They have a sixth sense about where the goal frame is. And yet again, on this wet surface, I think the wet surface aiding just the slow roll. He passes it in, rolls it in into that near side corner.
Well, Frank Tayu's third goal of the competition this year. A man who scored 5 last year. Hadn't actually seen him on the pitch hardly at all in these early exchanges, but he pops in, and that's an impact substitution, isn't it?
It's equivalent to a postman. He pops in, delivers his mail, and then pops out. That's Frank.
That's all you see of me. Thank you very much. I've delivered.
Yep.
In fact, he would have been a little disappointed to see Newtown Pride out, because one of his brothers is one of the coaches of Newtown Pride, so that would have been a family affair in the semi-final, but not to be. So will one Tayu make it to the semi-finals? Well, Nani FC have got the advantage. Foss has come into the game. Mike Foss played his football at George Mason. He's an ESPN executive these days. High into the hospitality area. Back in play for Pacheco. Back to Zat Knight, the giant at the back. 6'6" for Concafa. Reget spills over. The fields have held up remarkably well. We had an absolute downpour at about 5:30, 6 o'clock local time, which led to a little delay, hence our particularly late night offering for you from TST tonight.
I think a big shout out to the grounds crews and really this Wake Med Soccer Park crew. They've been working tirelessly, putting in the work behind the scenes, and played many games here, whether through the academy system, in college, in the professional ranks, and rain, snow, sleet, whatever the weather, sunshine, this field always delivers.
Only the second goal that Concafa have conceded in the knockout stages. That's Tayu's strike. Justin Merrim is on. Vastly experienced former Iraqi international. Great creator with the ball and foot. Very, very comfortable. He's been on the game. He has that ability to just have extra time on the ball, it seems, that others don't get. Pacheco spreading it wide to the left.
This is the first time in watching Concafa that Stefan Mihajlovic has struggled to really impose himself on this game. How many times have we seen that everything going through him, he's the orchestrator so much, floating over to the left-hand side, but when he gets in, they're forcing him backward. Nani FC is. Maybe floating him.
Merrim. Good diving save. Lemos, and the touch important as well. It took it away from goal as they were following up through Pacheco.
Josh Lemos has come up with 2 massive saves to keep his side ahead, and you're going to need every single player. And as a goalkeeper, when you have so many players through the wall, his footwork is excellent, and on both saves, his footwork is what set him up to make the saves.
It's going right into the corner. That one goes over the top from Brett Shea, who's really been at the heart of proceedings in this first half is this effort.
Yeah, Breck drifting off the shoulder of his man marker, but leaning back a bit. I like the fact that he goes for another quick release, but the fact that his balance is a bit off is why that ball floats over the goal.
Concafa reached this stage last year. They were beaten 1-0 by Husia Army. Austin Pancho scoring the only goal of the game, ripping his cleats off in celebration. And from that moment on, you feel that Concafa have been building to this moment this year to go that bit further. But Nani, of course, and his group, well, they went all the way to the final. And the bitter pill at the end, the swallow of defeat. And Guido Gonzalez Jr. blows for half-time, even though we did have a fair delay. So both teams will get a breather. The crowd will catch its breath. And we'll be back after the break with the half-time numbers. Concafa 0, Nani FC 1. It's all happening at TST. See you in a moment. Welcome to WakeMed Soccer Park and half-time in Cary, North Carolina. The soccer tournament men's quarter-final, the last of the quarter-finals. One more place up for grabs in the semis. And at the moment, Nani FC leading Concafa SC. Here's today's first half stats brought to you by RBC Wealth Management. Michael Lahoud.
Yeah, the first half was subdued by both of these teams' lofty standards. The stat that's not on there is the caginess of it. We saw both benches clear a bit. This second half, though, do not be surprised if the fireworks start kicking off. I expect a bit more in the final third.
A long way to go. These two have been at each other's throats in front of a captivated audience in Cary. The second half of this quarterfinal is next.
Today's broadcast is presented by Coca-Cola, the official fan refreshment of TST.
Just one place remaining in the final four. Who's going to take it? Concafa SC and Nani FC at TST. Away we go with the second half from Cary, North Carolina. And in this second half, Concafa in the white will be playing from right to left as you watch things. Green and Nani left to right, and with an early header into the hands of the keeper for the second half, Michael Stone, who comes in, TST star of last year, into the game for the second half. Tony Husband, Michael Lahoud with you, and a good crowd as well on side who stuck out the very inclement weather we had earlier on and have had a thrilling evening as their reward. The drama, the fireworks, they're not over yet. Later for Nani, they move it forward. Ricardinho setting it up. He has been a real creator in this tournament, and Sergio is in there trying to get the shot away. And it's not just a free kick, it's a yellow card.
Yeah, sloppy pass from Ricardinho. Chad Porch coming across, and do not be surprised, Tony, if every time Chad Porch touches the ball, there's a little bit of an extra heavy challenge coming his way. They remember what he did to this side last year.
The man who would score $1 million goal in the final against Nani FC. Nani FC side, which included this man on the ball right now, Drew Ruggles, one of Concafa's big acquisitions. Reguet on that far side. They're tussling away with Almeida. They've broken away. Ricardinho shooting from distance and blocked. Porch now on the run. Shea goes inside. Porch trying to use his pace on the touchline. That's well defended by Coelho. Here's Ricardinho with the cross.
The big thing I noticed on that play is that Chad Porch again, when he gets the ball, two players coming to double team, and
this is Porch with a little bit of space. Ricardinho with the block.
Good awareness of the danger of Chad Porch. Two or three players collapsing around him. If you don't give him the respect he deserves, especially in tight spaces, he can carve you apart.
So can this man. Mijatovic hits it, deflected to Shea, who ultimately just touches it back in towards 6-yard area.
Mijatovic, quiet first half. Just again coming up, another big save from him, and probably one of the easier saves he's had to make so far this match.
Brendan Lamb putting the ball out of play. We saw Ricardinho a little earlier. He actually leads the event in assists coming into the quarterfinals. But he also has 3 goals. Considered one of the best futsal players to ever play the game.
Put him right up there with the legendary Falcao.
It's bounced off the arm of Tayu, whose goal is the difference at the moment. We haven't seen him out on the field too much, Big Frank, but 4-time MASL MVP.
He does his business. He scores the goal. He goes back down. Maybe grabs a beer. No, he doesn't grab a beer, but he does his business. These good strikers do.
If this score holds and they go on and win it in target score time, I think he will have earned a beer. Although technically he's going to be having the beer on Sunday. Referee is stopping play because I think he wants a substitution. He wants the ball played in again by Ruggles from the free kick on the side. We're looking for the equaliser then. Early stages of this second half. Shea. Did he use an arm? Yes, says the referee. Not completely uncharted territory for Concafa to be behind, but you wonder about the psychology of this. Tayu has caused them no end of bother when he's been on the field for long stretches, though. He will not want to concede another one. But that's Lamb for Tayu. Touch got away from him. Visit soccer.com, the official store of the soccer tournament. There's merch stalls on site. Wakemed Soccer Park have been very busy these last few days. If you like what you see, you can go online as well.
Surprised that foul by Drew Ruggles. It's a potential yellow card. It's a professional foul, a smart foul, but knows what he's doing, grabbing on the hold of Brendan Lamb. Does well defensively. Now a big moment for Concafa to stay in this match, stay organized, not give anything up here.
And Lamu's making the throws with Atlanta as that is blazed over by Nascimento.
Nascimento isolated 1v1, and there's one thing and one thing only on his mind. I like that he goes for that top corner, but the angle's working against him just a bit. Can't get his hip to swing around the shot.
Derek Hoffman is in the game. 2 goals so far in the tournament for Concafa. Meram is in there as well. This is Mijatovic. Everybody back behind the ball for Nani. And it's through a crowd, and it's into the net. It's Ledesma. Well, we've seen him do it with the left foot already in this competition, and that's a timely intervention. It's 1-1.
And it comes from the man that they really missed. A good Concafa is a brilliant Manu Ledesma, who has a brilliant left foot. And I've seen him do this. I played with him when he was at FC Cincinnati. And when he hits it, he's got this technique. He snaps at the ball. And that's why the ball can knuckle. It's almost as if time stands still when he strikes the ball. One of the best pure strikers of a football I've seen play in North America. And he scores a massive goal. His biggest goal yet at TST 77.
Oh, and a giveaway as well. This has just rattled Nani FC a little bit. Meram will bring it back into play. Mike Grella's out there now in white. Boots of Meram standing out resplendently under the lights, but he's lost out. It's Ricardinho away and turned wide by Bruno Coelho, who with 4 goals in this tournament has been lethal, but not on that occasion.
Yeah, we're seeing players slip, and it's down to the wet turf. Ricardinho puts it on a platter, but Bruno Coelho can't get his feet set, and I think it's down to the turf. The ball is there. It's begging to be just slid right home, but Coelho trying to take it first time with his right foot, and it's the right decision, but the wrong execution.
Nani FC trying to respond, and they nearly did. Saving the keeper, and the follow-up is from Silvio Saparera.
How many times have we seen Michael Stone in the knockout round for Concafa, whether it be this year or last year, come up and stonewall players? And Nani, I've wondered this, Tony. We haven't seen him play as much, except when it comes to target score time. He's been lethal in target score time, but maybe trying to rest the aging phenomenon that is Nani.
Well, he was outstanding against Cardinal Legacy. He scored a come-from-behind goal and scored a winner as well for them in target score time, showing all that exquisite touch he's had down the years. Those are both his goals in the tournament so far against Cardinal Legacy. And a proud possessor of a golden fleece as well for that team, beaten in the final last year. Defending champions La Bombonera are out. Pasha Luxury are through. University of Alabama are also through. And here is Porch setting it up. Oh, and it's put wide.
Reget's had 2 of these where he's had a miscue, but how about that ball from Mike Grella? Just the vision and the quality of passing, the weight of the ball sets up Chad Porch. But Chad Porch, be selfish in the final third.
Porch wins it. He finds Reget, ready to make amends perhaps. Here's Grella. Zat Knight available on halfway. Grella goes for the shots, deflected. And it's headed away by Thiago Gomez. And that ball has gone out of play, it looks like. Just to complete by the way the rest of the semi-finalists. Bumpy pitch. The other team through. So Pasha Luxury will take on bumpy pitch tomorrow. Pumas to Alabama are waiting for the winners of this game. Again. It's 1-1 here. And again, there's a tension, a drama, a hush almost around the arena on pitch 1. Stakes just get higher along the way.
You can almost hear a pin drop, and that's not a pin dropping out of boredom, but because of the angst. The crowd knows how good both these teams are. They've entertained, they've thrilled us, wowed us at different times. It's a good opportunity.
That's a good tackle back as Carvalho tried to just turn inside. And look at Porch, he's so quick. He gets around the field. His feet are blessed with such pace as well. As much as we will hear cheers during the night, we'll also hear winces, angst, like you say. As mistakes potentially become fatal at this stage of the competition. Ricardinho firmly challenged by Grella. Ferreira forward, and then Lamb, a little give and go.
Now you're starting to see some of the tired legs. Both these sides it's been a slog to get to the quarterfinals. They both played in pressure cooker matches, and think of this Nani side playing against West Ham, the comeback from Concafa against Soccer Roof, and we were watching that match unfold, and they left it late to come back. They willed themselves to get the target score time, and these are probably two of the best teams in target score time, so a bit of strategy must be on both sidelines.
Oh, Breck Shea hitting it in stride. He got hold of it. He really hit it, but he couldn't keep it down.
The goal is going to be coming for Breck Shea. He's getting in great spots, and he's making third-man runs, but his posture, he's leaning back oftentimes, and a rush of blood to the head from Breck Shea. It's got to be frustrating because he's doing 90% of what you have to do to score big goals, and I like him higher up the field. And it's something I've seen that's changed from the group stages. He was playing out left as a midfielder. It's a little chippy again.
I was just about to say things have calmed down a little. This is Nani back on the field. And then the shot fired wide by Thiago Gomez. And just to pick up on that point, of course, earlier that you made, Michael, this is not uncharted territory for Concafa. They were trailing in the game against Soccer Roof. They came back ultimately with winning 3-1. It was more comfortable in the end against the Drunken Monkeys. 2-0, straight through on that. But for Nani, it's been dramatic, both games really. 3-2 against West Ham, 3-2 Cardinal Legacy. And that can suck the energy a little bit. It can also provide inspiration. It's just where you get the balance right, and we're playing late into the night now.
This is a Nani side that when they have Nani on the field, when they have him in the team, as we see him here, there's a change of intensity. He brings the passion, he brings the intensity, and he brings the quality, the match-winning quality in the final third. So oftentimes they've depended on him to get through those difficult situations, and they're going to need him tonight now more than ever.
Just Roque with the header there. Part of the US men's national team beach soccer team. Yadovic forward over the head of Shea, who's playing as a bit of a target man at the moment. Roque's got a runner. It's Almeida. He's also got support from Pereira. No foul, or there was a late whistle in the end from Guido Gonzalez Jr. So it will be a free kick.
It's a correct call against Nani. You can't slide tackle, and you look in the encyclopedia and you'll see that tackle there. It's one of the things you can't do at TST.
Jatovic looking for the angle. He's got a cannonball of a shot, but boxed out that time. Vallejo bringing it away. And he's taken out by the man from Illinois, who goes into the book.
He's got that deceptive turn of pace about him. He's short in stature, but in those 5-6 steps, he just gets that separation speed from Mihajlovic. And Mihajlovic with those broad shoulders, when he's lumbering behind it, he's coming in like a fridge.
2025 MASL All-Star into the book. We're in the final 5 minutes now, regulation time. Nani FC through Nani with the free kick all the way through, and it was tipped away by the keeper, who did well to watch that, because it could easily have caught him out. Stone with the save. Nani comes again. Oh, he sets up Tayu. He's round the keeper. They've got white bodies everywhere around it. Those white shirts converge. Tayu stays down. No foul, says the referee. We play on while Nani FC are down a man, and now the referee will stop play.
This becomes a big moment. I love this attempt from Nani, hitting it right in front of Michael Stone on the wet surface. But now comes the even bigger call. Is this a penalty on Stone? Frank Tayo going down. That's never a penalty. It's never a penalty TST. It wouldn't be a penalty on the moon. A bit of play acting from Tayo. I expect better from a player of his quality.
Slowly back up to his feet. 35-year-old who has had 21 different career stop-offs in indoor and outdoor soccer. On target tonight, but not winning a penalty kick there. Pedro Gonzalez Jr. will restart play. Concafa were in possession. Nani now is starting to have an imprint on the game, and for the team in his name. Shea's flick on, no one behind him. Through it goes to Josh Lemos, the 36-year-old from Brampton, Ontario, who actually needed a little bit of treatment in their win over Boca Dallas earlier in the heat. Skipping in and firing over was Coelho. Good effort.
This is the combination that Nani FC want to see on the pitch. Those two and Ricardinho, when they come in, it is magic in all their boots, but just the give and go. I love this pop over. Zat Knight, boom, right there. Zat Knight, all 6'6" of him. That takes excellent skill. Just the finishing touch, not there. Would have capped off one of the goals of the tournament.
Miram, look at that touch. Justin Miram, saved by the keeper. Quickly back in play. Mike Grella's back out there. Lovely dummy, Ruggles, over! Oh, what a chance!
Oh. It's all starting to come together now. I mean, both teams putting on the show, but how about this drop of the shoulder from Justin Miram? My word, and then goes for the toe punch. Both goalkeepers making a save. Mike Grella with the ball, and Drew Ruggles. He's got so much composure about him, coolness personified, but goes for the toe punch, and both sides missing by inches. And those are the fine margins, Tony, that could set you up with a really important advantage going at target score time, and chances rude by both sides.
And to quote Pat McAfee, Ruggles has shown no mercy so far in this competition. But that time, didn't quite get it right. That's Ledesma with the header. And it's wide, and you can feel the tension starting to build now. We're approaching the final minute of regulation time. These two level at 1. If it stays like this, it will be next goal wins in target score time. But it might not stay like this. That's Carvalho firing into the side netting, trying to add to his tally of 2 goals so far for a Nani side. 4 wins out of 5. They won Group C. This Concafa side have won all their games in the tournament. They won Group F. They've looked so dangerous, and they're all competing to join Pasha Luxury, Bumpy Pitch, and Pumas de Alabama in the semi-finals tomorrow. Finals night, Monday night, 8:30 Eastern, ESPNU.
Concafa's starting to grow into the second half. And the subs that they've made, keeping the likes of a Justin Miram fresh, who's on the sideline. Zat Knight getting a breather to come in. They have such good depth on their team, and these two rosters, they could be the deepest in terms of quality to go on and win a match.
Drella, undoubted quality from the veteran. Ruggles back in the state of his birth, sends it behind. Is there time? Will the referee go beyond the 40 minutes? He's not going to, you know. We've hit smack bang 40 minutes, and on the zeros, the end of regulation. We're going to target score time. The next goal is going to win. The next goal takes one of these two teams to the semi-finals. Join us after the break for target score time of Concafa and Nani FC.
The soccer tournament is presented by Adidas, the official fanwear and performance footwear partner of TST.
And we welcome you back to Wakemed Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina. Tony Husband and Michael Lahoud with you. One more time tonight into target score time. Reminder of how it works. The target score is the leading team score +1. In this case, these teams tied at 1. So it will be the first to 2, which means it's the next goal that wins. But of course, the added component, a player from each side will be removed every 3 minutes. And that's the man who will instruct them to do that, our referee, Guido Gonzalez Jr. The Golden Fleece, in association with Adidas, will go to the player who hits the game-winning goal. Lifetime entry to TST and TBT. There's a couple of players out there who've already experienced that feeling. Drew Ruggles is one of them. Nani stepping up and winning for the team that bears his name earlier today against Cardinal Legacy, wrapping up a 3-2 victory. So, Michael, these teams now know as the clock has ticked into Sunday, it's all or nothing.
And this is where your focus is going to be tested, because I've been there playing in the group stages. You can't switch off. You can't switch off offensively. How many times have we seen this evening, both in the men's and women's side of the competition, that when you're in possession, you have to have that killer instinct. You have to smell blood in the water, because if you don't take advantage of your chances, especially should it get down to 4v4 and 3v3, even 5v5, your opponent, they have the quality to go on and put the nail in the coffin. So it's high-stakes poker, and it's happening right now.
Good toss from Guido Gonzalez Jr. Looks like the toss won by Concafa. So let's have a look at how we got here. Frank Tayu, Frank the Tank came on, made an instant impact.
Yeah, he really did. It's just great pull to play. He knows he's stronger than Drew Ruggles, and he's got great awareness, but Concafa biding their time. And when you have a sharpshooter like Emmanuel Ledesma, my word, you have a chance at anything, and you specifically at $1 million. Heck of a finish.
Third goal of the tournament for Emmanuel Ledesma. It's meant that we go into target score time level at 1 apiece. Drew Ruggles with a great chance to give Concafa an advantage in regulation time. The next chance that's taken will win the game. Here we go from Cary, North Carolina. The lights beaming down on a warm and steamy night at Wakemed Soccer Park. This is it for a place in the Final Four. Target score time starts with a mistake from Concafa. Gomez across. You switch off, it's over. Gomez takes it, blocked by Shea. They'll do it again. Shea has played an integral part in this game for Concafa. Here's the cross, it's deep all the way across and behind, and it'll be a goal kick. Cahuillo's free kick that was errant, so here is the experienced Drew Ruggles, 35 years of age, from Fayetteville, North Carolina, just 49 miles away. Kept Michael Stone in goal. That's Chad Porch. Put the dagger into the heart of Nani FC in target score time in the final last year for La Bombonera. The big headline so far tonight, they're out.
Going back to that, Tony, leading up to that final, Chad Porch, when we interviewed him, he called out Nani. And he said, you know what, Nani, you're a great player, but I don't care. Bring it on, bring the smoke. And he definitely laid the smackdown in the end and had the last laugh. And that's what makes this tournament, the soccer tournament, so beautiful. It's a level playing field where a world superstar, a guy who's won the Champions League, multiple Premier League titles, the European Championship, can go toe-to-toe with a guy playing in the MASL. And I think a guy that should be getting more MLS looks, like a Chad Porch.
It's some good hold-up play by Grella. Can he find an angle? Inside and out. And they haven't convincingly cleared it. Shea for Ruggles. As this progresses, does it suit one side over the other if it drops 6v6, 5v5? Do you think one side would feel more confident as the numbers diminish?
If the numbers diminish, I'd say the advantage has to go to Nani, because when you see how they've approached target score time, it's usually with 3v3 or even 2v2. And with the intelligence of Ricardinho, where he can set up the likes of Bruno Correo, those two have combined significantly. They've been the 1-2 punch in target score time. With larger numbers like this, Concafa are the ones that...
Oh. Shea in! Concafa have done it! In the midnight hour, the McAfee magic continues at TST, and they're into the semi-final! We said he played a big part of this game. He's been everywhere. He's had chances as well. He's just dumped Nani FC out of the competition.
Well, cometh the hour, cometh the man, and cometh the persistence of Breck Shea. I'd said it before that he'd gotten in golden opportunity moments and in quality spaces, and he didn't give up on it. And the quick release that we saw in the first half, he'd been in a similar situation. He peels off early, and that left foot ping, quick release yet again on the surface. It's fourth time the charm, and credit Mike Grella for playing that intelligent ball across the face of Josh Lemos. Lemos coming out aggressively, but to his own demise. And Concafa, they do it again, coming from behind. And this man deserves a golden fleece.
And he's going to get one. There it is, in association with Adidas. Breck Shea, someone who throughout his career has had to answer the question, can he do it on a cold Tuesday night in Stoke? Can he do it on a boiling hot night in Miami? Can he do it on a steamy night with everything on the line, with $1 million potentially the prize in Cary, North Carolina? Your answer tonight is an emphatic yes. And Pat McAfee's Concafa SC go into the semi-finals. Drew Ruggles and co will have another shot at the $1 million as well, potentially, if they can win one more match along the way. This is the semi-final lineup for you. Pasha Luxury against Bumpy Pitch. Pumas to Alabama. the surprise package potentially against Concafa SC. What do you like, Michael?
Oh, my goodness. Look, this is a matchup made in heaven, and the headliners and all the bookmakers right now in Vegas are probably going to say Concafa versus Pasha, but do not be surprised if there's upsets galore. I can't wait to watch these semifinal matchups. There's going to be a big surprise in store, but there's no surprise. Tony Miola, that's Big Tones, winding it back to the 90s, man. The guy without the ponytail, but he's still got the same vibes. I just love the team ethos. This team is a bunch of rock stars.
And they are the winners, but for every winner there is also a loser on the night, and a passionate and proud speech, I'm sure that is there from Luis Nani to his group, who were finalists last year. And this year they see the exit at the quarterfinal stage. We go into semi-finals tomorrow and then championship Monday from 8:30 on ESPNU. Well, that's who they're backing, and they're going to go and stick that up on the board. We've seen some great games, and you just wonder now, it's about who's got some more in the tank. But the $1 million is now starting to just hang tantalizingly very, very close to these teams.
Well, money is a hell of a thing, and 7 figures of it. And big shout out to the Grella family and the Shea family. I think those are both Mike Grella and Breck Shea's kids pinning it up there. So it's a family atmosphere and a family affair. This is what TST is all about. You've grown men of all different ages celebrating like they just won the World Cup. And this is a lightning in a bottle moment. It's been a pleasure to share the booth with you, Tony.
It's been
our
great,
first time working together.
It's been
and
super.
I wouldn't have it any other way. This is magic.
That's been super. Sebi Salazar, Hercules Gomez are going to pick it up for you on ESPNU and ESPN Plus from here. But I'm going to also say a big thank you to all our crew here who've worked so hard to bring you the great images, all the stories, all the drama in the hot weather, in the wet weather. But as the clock ticked past midnight, Pat McAfee's men were wide awake. They take the victory. They're into the Final Four. For Tony Husband and Michael LaHoo, it's time to say farewell from TST as Concafa book a place in the semi-finals. So long.